Welcome to Inner Architecture Academy podcast. We are your hosts, Marta and Beata. This space is for highly functioning, spiritually aware women who are done living with subtle fragmentation. Today we are starting with something foundational. Most women we meet, they're not blocked, they are split.
Definitely. You are not exhausted because you do too much. You are exhausted because different parts of you are pulling in opposite directions. And the internal conflict drains more energy than your work ever could.
Yes, exactly, Beata. These days, women are rising. They want to have careers, they have ambitions, they have purpose. But talking from my experience, sometimes it takes a lot of energy to combine this all.
Definitely, because what happened is the eternal fragmentation. And this is basically the misalignment between three internal systems. So to say this easy, like your soul wants to go in one direction, your nervous system wants to go to different direction, and your cognitive identity, your ego wants to go completely in a different direction. And this is the eternal conflict, which is draining all of us. And in times like this, where we are overloaded with performance, we are seeing different people performing, and we need to keep up in every area of our life. It's exhausting because this is giving us the idea that we need to perform. And for a lot of people, a lot of women, from what I am seeing, this is not doable because we are having those beautiful plans how to accomplish something. We buying coaching sessions, beautiful ideas, and yet we are not able to accomplish. And this is exactly the split we are talking today about, the fragmentation. We are able to do everything if we are not fragmented. But if you go and try to reach heights without being regulated internally with all those three aspects of you, you're not going to do it. It's not possible to high perform with scattered nervous system, for example. Do you agree?
Yes, of course. And this is something we both went through, didn't we? We both are very ambitious women. We both attended a lot of courses. We developed ourselves. And I'm gonna move and talk about me. And at some point, I felt like I reached the top. I was so close to reaching my top. And at that point, I collapsed.
Yes, and
Why
that's
did that happen to me, Beata?
yes, why did this happen to very ambitious woman who I admire? And she was standing there with big smile, achieving the making the stage, which is very profound and very difficult to accomplish, and yet you collapsed at the top. And this is something exactly what is happening. This is like the framework for all of us. And in this framework, we have different systems, different topics running our system, our mind, our subconscious. But it's always, like the fragmentation always happened when different layers of us are operating from different logics. So you went there with beautiful plan. You paid a lot of money to accomplish this. You gave like a lot of effort. You went like 100% for it. And then you collapsed because simple way your nervous system couldn't hold all of it, like this big exposure to be visible. And I don't know if I can mention this, but am I allowed to say a little bit the logic
Yes, of
behind
course.
your...
We're here to share, to share our experience, our stories. So yes, feel free to share whatever you think it's
So
worth
basically,
sharing.
thank you. I'm not gonna make this dramatic because we all have our stories, but the story even didn't matter. But the bottom line is, in your childhood, you didn't felt free and safe to expose yourself with your brilliance. This is maybe for a lot of people like we are being shut down, and visibility means being unsafe because you are exposing yourself. You don't know what is going to happen. So you went there for the making the stage, and your nervous systems collapsed. It sabotages all of it because it wanted to keep you safe. Right?
Yes, exactly. Now I can, now I understand the system. But for me at that point, it was something like unbelievable because I built my strong body, I built my strong mindset. I was feeling very strong in every aspect of my life. And then, and then I just went collapse.
Yes, and
So
it was the nervous system keeping you safe. And if you are for a minute are willing to see this from very loving space, it was the very most loving thing your system could do at the moment to protect you from exposure. And a lot of beautiful coaches, they are working partially with people, like they give you this beautiful mindset growth, but they are not taught to create safety and check with the nervous system, because if you go for something and you are not ready, your nervous system cannot hold it. You're going to sabotage yourself, and not because you do not have this brilliance, but because you cannot hold it. So if you just see that this was maybe your inner child or those scattered pieces of yours saying like, no, Marta, wait, we are not going to do this because you're going to die. If you do this, we're gonna die. It's your nervous system in action. Is this logical for you as adult woman? No, not much. But if you're gonna see this pattern, like this was your very own system trying to keep you alive, for your nervous system, it doesn't matter that you paid like, I don't know, 20K for coaching, for making the stage. For your nervous system, only one thing is very important: to keep you safe, that nothing happens. And your nervous system is wired until you are 12, you have all those sets of ideas, you adapt, and your system is always going to run on this knowledge you have in your database. So it basically what happened, it was your system saying, my love, I'm going to keep you safe, so I'm going to shut you down.
yes. And you mentioned we both not only invested a lot of money in different courses. I invested a lot of money in different courses, but I also invested a lot of money in training my body, becoming Krav Maga self-defense instructor, becoming Wim Hof method instructor. These are tools that were helping me to feel strong in my body.
Yes.
So for me, collapsing like this was just beyond the understanding of my mind. When at some point, all these emotions started flooding me.
Yes.
And it wasn't easy to go through it. But now I can see so much beauty in it. Learning the tools we are gonna provide you with eventually in the next episodes, it become actually really nice work, connecting with those parts of you that are forgotten, that are pushed back into our subconscious mind. It's just beautiful work, isn't it?
Yes, because there is so much of you and there is so much of me. And if we are never going to look to all the aspects, and in a way, this is beautiful that we are shutting down, that we are sabotaging ourselves, because if you are willing to give attention to what is happening, you're gonna discover all those pieces because they are gold. Can you imagine how much beauty, how much knowledge is hidden in all those parts that are being suppressed? So if you will be just pushing yourself a whole life going through like crazy and making the stage and doing things. What if this is not the direction your soul, your expansion truly wants for your growth, for your truth? What if this is not healthy for your nervous system and you're just gonna push yourself? Maybe you will be, having fatigues. Maybe, your ego wants different things. And if you don't meet yourself halfway somewhere and do not run the test on what is happening, how can I enrich my life? Am I truly living my purpose? Because I believe that we are all having this beautiful identity from the uniqueness. We are coming into this world with beautiful gift of being us. And there is only one of every one of us, right? Like there is only one Marta, one Beata. But if you do not discover who you truly are and what your purpose is, your growth, your desires, your strength, your vulnerability, your uniqueness, you are never going to share this with people. And from what we are knowing from experience and building business based on your soul identity, to say so, there is so much less competition, stress. If you are just being your unique self and going, and you don't even need to market it, it's just the flow, the richness of exploring and experiencing yourself through your work. So there is so much to gain if we just come into the coherence and try to align all those pieces. And I think this is the very essence of our work, the inner architecture, to just discover who we all are and operate from this very beautiful place of this inner stillness, right?
Yes, exactly. And there are few aspects that are connected, really, that we want to feel safe in. We want to feel safe emotionally. We want to feel safe physically,
Mhm.
mentally, financially, and spiritually.
Yes,
So these are the aspects that are connected very much. And we, in our work, we will be connecting all of them.
yes. Of course, because the beauty of us being fully human is, embodiment from all those beautiful vastness we are. And this is also topic for maybe another podcast. Embodiment. We need to inhabit our body because this is such a beautiful vessel to cooperate with. If you are fully in your body awareness, you can recognize every situation from your body. You can feel things. It's like fully reloaded GPS system. So for us women, I did work for like 20 years plus with women, and there are not enough of us who are fully inhabiting the body, fully conscious of our desires, what we truly are coming here to do, what we want, what our dreams are. We are so high performing species that we just forgot to be ourselves, to be human in joyfulness and trying to be just ourselves, even through your expressing yourself through your work or in your relationship. We don't need to perform and pretend to be somebody else because it's always draining energy.
Yes, exactly. And to get to that beautiful flow of life, when you just follow the signals from your body, when you are in this alignment, when you go from one thing to another, and things are just working out.
Yes, and
That's
maybe
what we,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
I've got
yeah.
this idea. Maybe we can just clearly, put everything together. Like, what does the fragmentation feels like in everyday life? So, if I, from my own experience, will be describing the fragmentation, it feels for me like I know what I want. I even strongly believe in what I want. It's like really I can adopt this idea. Like, yes, I'm going for this, but my body is resisting it. So it doesn't feel right in my body. Or in my spiritual growth, I just want to go for height, but I stay having the same patterns in some relationships. I just cannot go over it. And in my business, for example, I can go from the strength from my willpower for things and accomplish a lot of things, but my body is collapsing. So basically, I feel like this big misalignment, like this big error in my system, that the urgency, confusion even, and like eternal dialogue, like always negotiating with some parts, like always busy in my head, there is no flow. So this is how the fragmentation feels in my body personally. I don't know if you are recalling something like this in your system.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I have been having those internal fights for quite some time now. Um, well, I had been having to. Well, there's always gonna be something, right? Because it's not just one. It's a spiral, right?
Yes.
We experience similar situations all the time. So it's not like we're gonna learn it once and then it will stay. We have to keep repeating, keep choosing, keep slowing down, keep feeling into things. And
Yeah.
this is the work, and it's not exactly like I said. It's not one time thing. It's something that you need to do all the time.
And that's beautiful what you are saying about the spiral, because basically everything is a spiral. Even our time is not linear, it's spiral. So a lot of situations will repeat themselves because there is maybe the insight needed to gain that, are you willing to repeat this lesson, or you want to step out of the loop and see the pattern and work on the pattern, and not just associate yourself with the story, with the emotion, but just go beyond. And this is also beautiful. If you know yourself, you can recognize those patterns more easy. And for a lot of us, we tend to work just on one layer at the time. So we might go meditate, like let's say try to connect with our soul, or we just pushed productivity. So you stay on your identity layer, and we ignore the regulation of our nervous system. And it gives you also the looping system, because if you just will be able to realign those three, you can easily see all the patterns repeating, because everything is pattern. And the invitation here is to integrate all the parts so that you can really become whole, so that you can utilize your energy way more productive in alignment of who you are, and stop pushing and surviving and performing and becoming drained in the end of the day. Because I don't know if that's really happiness is, even if we build legacies for which we are paying with our health, our time, our nervous system, it's not worth it.
No, beautiful. Yeah, beautifully said. Yes, sometimes we think we want something, but we want something different, really.
Of course, and
I
which
don't
part
know
of
how
you
that
is
would
willing?
land to our audience, but this is what it is. And this is something, we will be talking about in the future episodes, because we can talk about it all day.
But
Um,
Marta, let me ask you one last thing. What can you give for the women who are listening, like a piece of advice for daily life, how to check if you are scattered or you are aligned?
well, I'm gonna give you a very simple tool, but not easy, is to just slow down. Give yourself 1, 2 minutes before you make a decision and feel into your body. How does it feel into your body? Does it feel calm or does it feel urgent? Because that's where the difference is. If it's coming from your purpose, if it's coming from your soul, it's not going to be urgent. It's going to feel calm. If
Definitely.
it's your nervous system, reaction is going to be urgent. It's going to be pressured. It's going to be like, I need to do it now. So spend some time tuning into your body, 2 minutes a day. Just sit down and feel into it.
Beautiful.
That's a tip from me. Would you add anything to that?
I think I don't need to, this is such a beautiful piece of advice to stay in the now, be aware of your body, and just run the current through your body, through your mind, and observe. To just being the observer without any need for action. Just detach yourself for a minute, check into your body, and feel. And if you still, after this, feel yes, it's most likely the good decision than jumping on something from the urgency, from maybe feeling pushed or to please someone. So actually, yeah, that covers a lot of things. And I think we can use this in every situation. It's just like the 101, is this decision aligned or not? Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Beautiful. So thank you, Marta, for this great conversation.
Thank you, Beata. And we have some questions for you to reflect on, which we will put in the description below the video. So when you have a little bit time for yourself in the evening, take your journal out and answer these questions and see how you feel. So thank you very much, all of you, for listening. Thank you for your presence. Thank you, Beata, for this amazing chat. And we will see you in the next episode
Yes,
soon.
I am looking forward to our next episode.
Amazing.